Your first date. Oh! Sorry, I didn't realize this was gonna be a choose your own thing. Hey guys, welcome back to Unmedicated and Dysfunctional. My name is Kenz. Welcome back. Today we're going to jump into a game called The Space in Between. Now this is an indie game that I just kind of randomly happened to come across. Jumping in completely blind with you, and the music, I don't know, you open up the home screen and there's just something interesting. I can't put a finger on it. In June, what is the answer to problem 14? You have absolutely no idea what the professor is talking about. You had spent the previous night watching anime instead of doing your homework. All of a sudden, you feel a kick from the side of your desk. It's 47, a voice whispers from your right. You see Miles. After class, you approach him. Thanks for that, you say, glancing at his backpack. You see a familiar pin from your favorite band. You listen to Fleet Foxes? Your first date. Oh! Sorry, I didn't realize this was gonna be a choose your own thing. Let's go to the park. A week, that was so involuntary. A week later, you two sit at the beach pier listening to street performers as the sky turns from a soft pink to black. Will you be my girlfriend? No. Yeah. You two bond over your shared taste in obscure video games. He likes Night in the Woods, The Beginner's Guide, Florence. The only question I have now is, when is the wedding? As the weeks go on, you discover that he is endearingly awkward, sincere, and nurturing. And you like how easily your conversations flow. A constant stream of stories, surprising vulnerability, and recommendation sharing. He may not have been your first best friend, but he is the most special. This is always so cute. Because here is this guy who notices the way you can't help yourself when you get excited, who holds you when you need it the most. You didn't realize that there was still romance in the world left for you, but here it is. Big and glowing and full. You decide to celebrate by having a solo dance party, baking every baked good you could possibly think of. We're gonna dance. Dance party. The playlist? All throwback songs. The perfect choice for pretending you're the star in a music video. Your friends don't even need to ask why you're smiling so much. Hey, wait, I thought it was private. Why are other people there? He takes you two to the lookout spot next to his suburban house, and you slow dance to Golden Hour. Baby, don't you know? I don't know the tune. And suddenly you understand why heartbreak and sorrow must happen. To have this joy shine so brightly, you see the neighborhood lights reflect in his eyes, and you dare take his hand. Could have been other options there. You are now 5 months into your relationship. How diggity dog? I can't believe you're driving us 2 hours just to go to stargazing. I officially won the boyfriend lottery. I like driving. Plus, it'll be nice with just us two. Ooh. We did pick a good long car ride playlist. The lookout spot will be pretty. It's also in the middle of the woods. If a bear tries to eat us, you're fighting it, and I'm running for help. Glad to know you're committed to our safety. I am very committed. I'm the one devising the plan in case bear mauls us. Very dedicated. I bet I'm faster runner than you. I got it. I distract the bear by seducing it. You can run into the bear and knock it over. Then we both run away. I don't think the bear will be easily seduced. What? You're saying I'm not pretty enough for the bear? You're telling me your own girlfriend that she's uglier than a bear? That's not what I said. Yes, but that was what you meant. I tell you you're pretty all the time. Oh, I didn't know. What? You have a thing for bears. Yeah, I like that. No, I do not. That's why you think the bear won't like me, because you yourself want the bear. You're crazy. We should call this the bear dating simulator instead. That is not what's going to happen. I'm so glad that you're comfortable enough to share this with me. It's not true, though. The first step to getting help for your bear problem is admitting that you have one. Fine, if the bear comes, I'll attack and you run. I'm glad we could agree on that plan. I, too, am thrilled. I don't think I've been here since I was a kid. I didn't realize how beautiful it was here. I'm so used to the city. Yeah, there's no one here. Let's set up a blanket and lay down. Continue. Oh, the artwork is so pretty. Wow, whoever put this together is like really like... It kind of... Something about it makes you want to fall in love, you know? And I think it's so important for everybody to just like... It doesn't have to be love with other people, but it's so important to fall in love with something every day, you know? Whether it's something you already love, like the stars, or... Just, you know, it's important to fall in love every day, if you can. Do you know any constellations? No, I wish I did. I always thought they were boring, so I made my own. What do you mean? I would create random shapes from the stars and then come up with my own backstory. Either a random one I thought of or something from my life. That's so wholesome. My mom said I was an imaginative kid. We could do that now. That's okay. It was a stupid idea. No, I want to. Here, let's start. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. You're now stargazing with Miles. To form a constellation, click and drag between pillars. Okay. Ooh. Oh no. Okay. Hang on. This is not gonna turn out very good. I can tell you that already. And then let's go all the way over here. Boop. I see. I see a white rabbit. I see a yogurt. Yes. Whoa. Yes. It's Japanese yogurt, and those are so good. Never heard of that before. It's sweet and tangy drink only found in Asian supermarkets. My parents used to drive us every couple of weeks to 99 Ranch Market. Oh my gosh, we have one of those here. I haven't had it for years though. I love 99 Ranch Market. Oh, they've got some of the best stuff. Maybe we could go out sometime and get it. Oh, they make these really good, oh, somebody help me. Tell me what they're called. They're like, I think they're Cantonese, and it's like bamboo rice, and it's wrapped in a bamboo leaf, and it's got like sweet sausage in it. If you know what that's called, let me know. I would love to try and make some at home. It's so good. Oh, so good. I forgot what the question was. I saw you at the Asian market recently. I didn't know whether I should buy it or not. Yakult, I know it's a yogurt thing, but I think it's mostly a probiotic drink too. If it's a matter of money, I'm willing to give us both the Yakult experience. Now, a packet of 5 drinks is $3. It's all of my experiences there were with my mom. If you want, we could go together. You don't have to think about your family at all then. That'd be hilarious. Why? Being the only non-Asian person there, they're all going to stare at you. Old Asian ladies are going to gossip about you at the produce like, oh. I'd be the only white person, even though it's in the middle of Los Angeles. I'll just say, it's nothing like Ralph's. I didn't realize that grocery stores were such an integral part of the Asian experience. Now that I'm an adult, I don't really do Asian things anymore. I don't have anyone to speak Chinese to. I don't know what brand of udon to buy. I didn't realize that so much of my identity as a Chinese person was rooted in my parents guiding me. Do I sound stupid? I've never experienced where you're coming from, but you associate all of those experiences with who you are. Once you can't have those, I'd wonder who I was too. Thanks for reassuring me. Always. Alright. What do we got down here? Boop, 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 boop. Oh, it's a flying saucer. Or, I see the pond at the Boston Commons. I've never been there before. It's a super pretty park that's right next to downtown. I used to go there a lot when I lived there. I wish there was a spot like that where I lived. It was just playgrounds, which no one really wanted to hang out at. Oh, although fun fact, I had my first kiss at a playground. How old were you? 17. Then why were you at a playground? To be fair, it was in a car in the parking lot, and no, I'm not proud. Anyway, what about the Commons? The night before we left for college, my friends and I went to the Commons. We stayed up until 4 a.m. talking about what we would be like in college, and we all promised to keep in touch with each other. But then everything happened, and I haven't talked to any of them in so long. I feel like they've all moved on with their lives. Oh, I see the tree in the pond. It's never too late to reach out. They probably wonder where you are. Oh, sorry guys. Yeah, but I kind of ghosted them when I took my quarter off. I ghosted everyone. I'm sure they'd understand if you explained. But it wasn't like naturally drifted apart. Yeah, but you never know if one day you can't say sorry. I was listening to this news story about this phone booth in Japan that doesn't work. A lot of Japanese people died in the 2011 earthquake, and people started going to this phone booth to talk to the dead. Anyway, someone put a microphone in there with permission, and NPR did this whole piece about the phone booth. We'll have to look and see if that's true. That would be interesting. I don't like to think about grief like that. I was listening to the recordings, and it was painful to hear, even as a bystander. But after that, I realized it's never too late to reconnect. The fragility of human life is terrifying. I guess you're right. I keep thinking I'll do it, but then I put it off. You need to give yourself a chance to be... Yeah, give yourself a chance to be forgiven. But doesn't that mean I have to forgive myself first? I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what I just said, but... Yeah, no. Oh, swirly. Not a swirly. What are you? Yeah, you are a swirly. Oh, you're not a swirly? What are you? A bird? A camera? What? I don't see that at all, but that's okay. I see a camera. I was thinking, what if pictures could do more than just show you something how something looked? I'm not breathing enough in between words. Okay, let's say you took a picture of a landscape. You could also smell the fresh air there. You could feel the ground. You could basically feel like you were there. That's just a bigger incentive for me to not leave my house. You could use it that way. You could be on call with your friend. Look at the picture of Paris, all while being in your PJs. Photojournalism would be on a whole new level. People who are in long-distance relationships would love this. Do you think you could do one? Yes! I need to be optimistic about something in my life, and it's obviously not my career prospects. Seriously? What? It's better than having nothing. I think I could. I would have to have a date to look forward to that. I would see my partner. You know about your camera idea? I think it'd be interesting if we could do that with pictures of ourselves at different points in our lives. We could see how far we've come. Your therapist would love that. There are times when I'm sad where just a reminder that I was once happy is enough. Think about good memories when I'm sad just makes me feel like being happy is further away. That's the ebb and flow of life. Then I wish life would stop ebbing so much. If we could put a barrier to be like that, I'm only allowed to be this disappointed in myself, then that would be great. You have nothing to seriously be disappointed in yourself for. Oh, trust me. There's some deep-rooted regret within myself. Relatable. Do you think that's why we're dating? Because we both deal with things way beyond our mental capacity? Yeah, probably. Boop. I think we got... No, we must have missed some. Oh! I like how they did their sounds. I see... Ooh, a record. Why a record? I always had this dream to hang up record sleeves on my wall before I went through life trauma. I thought life's problems could be solved through listening to a good song. I wish I could be that naive. Now it just represents a person I can never be again. I don't think so. That's a part of you. The one that gets excited over everything. It's the reason I wanted you to be my girlfriend. You're the one who constantly tells me to appreciate the beauty of the universe. Yeah, but I'm also the person where it's like, one small thing goes wrong and I'm cursing the universe. I never told you this, but the first time we talked over video chat, before we even started dating, my sisters already knew I liked you. Did you tell them? No, they could hear it in my voice. What could possibly be different about your voice? I sounded happy. You need to stop being so cute or I'm going to start appreciating the beauty of the universe again. I don't think you realize how much joy you have for being alive. That's because life doesn't always feel so simple. Isn't like... oh, no. Oh, I don't remember the last time I felt simple. Remember when we went to karaoke? Oh, she's so pretty. Are you talking about New Year's Eve? Yeah, didn't life feel simple then, despite everything that was happening in our lives? That night was one of the last moments I thought everything was going to be okay. When we were counting down to the new year, I really thought I was going to put my past behind. I thought there's no way this year would be as bad, but here we are. I'm not going to believe in miracles, but I want to, for you. I don't need a miracle, I just want a break. I was talking to my therapist. Oh no. Wait, are we gonna break up? Wait, hang on. I'm not ready for this. I wasn't ready for this. I was talking to my therapist about your situation, and she told me that you have to acknowledge that your worldview is influenced by your mom. Sometimes the negative self-talk isn't you. It's just you mirroring your mom. Your therapist is onto something. She usually is. Okay, I was really worried there that we were gonna break up. But, oh, there's so many. I like that it kind of zoomed out. I wish it was a little bit more zoomed, but that's okay. I see a tea bag. Why is that? Asian people make tea by putting the leaves in alone. Growing up, I didn't even know that tea bags existed. My Lolo never gave me white people tea. Is Lola Chinese for grandmother? Yeah, we used to drink tea on the weekends as she gossiped about the Chinese boys in our carpool group. Oh, that's cute. She was friends with the other Asian grandmas in my area, so she'd tell me that the insider tea about their lives. Get out. Just leave. Just leave. I know, I'm hilarious. We always got along. Even though my grandma spent most of her life in China and worked in physics, she was actually okay with the fact that I like to write. You know, because Asian parents expect you to be in STEM. That's good. She once told... It means, you want to know why you will write great stories? It's because you see the world differently. Oh, that's adorable. She grew up being taught traditional Chinese ideals, meaning you're expected to adhere to social order. Maybe the changing generations shifted her perspective. She's really accepting of the newer generation. She actually vocalizes how she's feeling. What? What I mean is that Chinese people never express their feelings or love directly. It's always like, you know your mom is thinking of you because she brings you sliced fruit to your room. But my grandma does that and also says it to me. What does that even mean? You know, like when you're studying, my grandma will drop off apples to my room so I have a snack. That's I love you in Asian terms. They should change the definition of love in Chinese dictionary, so it means bringing produce to the door. It's true. That is very true. That's so sweet. What does she think of your mom? If we're talking the 5 stages of grief, my grandma is a mixture of denial and bargaining. Well, the very foundation of her family has been ruined, so it makes sense. You know, when you talk to someone who's fighting with their parents, you usually give the advice of talking things over, at least eventually. I was talking to Reese, and he said, "You need to cut your losses and move on. That's how you know I gotta reach acceptance." Do you think that's even possible in your situation? Then what's the alternative? Lamenting my family until I'm paralyzed? Hope. I have to hold on to hope. That's all I've got, really. Boop, 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 boop. It's an anchor? Boop, boop. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Where do we need to go? Where are we going? Oh, down here. I see Joshua Tree. Don't even remind me. Come on. I don't want to speak of the events of Joshua Tree. I swear it wasn't that bad. Look, I don't think that seeing your girlfriend cry needs to happen after a certain number of dates, but I feel like our 3rd one was definitely too early. I blame you. You're the one who said Lady Bird was your favorite film. You're the one who brought it. I didn't realize it was going to make you cry. Well, you suggested 2 movies, either Lady Bird or that random sci-fi film. How is Star Wars a random sci-fi film? Anyway, I wasn't particularly in the mood, but I also didn't want to sound unappreciative and reject your thoughtfulness, so we watched it. If you said something, I wouldn't have been offended. I was pretty touched that I mentioned liking Lady Bird, and you remembered to bring it. I thought it was sweet that you were comfortable enough around me to cry. My sorrow was not sweet. I don't think that crying is embarrassing. I don't either, but I had shared my life trauma with you before and you knew my last name. Not to mention you were stone cold the entire film. In your defense, the movie is about a relationship between the main character and her mom, and it was sort of related to your life. I should have pretended to watch the film, but actually stared off into the distance to prevent the waterworks. That's absurd. We were at Joshua Tree. Why would you bring a movie there of all places? I figured maybe we'd have some downtime if we were tired of hiking. We alternative could have made out the entire time. I support that idea, but I brought Lady Bird instead. I should have had the courage to reject both movies. It's okay, I think you're exaggerating. I'm just saying that I will never live this down. On my deathbed, I will look back on my life and be like, oh, remember that time you cried? Not just a single tear or 2, but sobbed on your 3rd date with Miles? I will remember. I think that's a bit dramatic. What's dramatic is sobbing during a movie where you're trying to impress the guy. My cool girl disguise was gone in the 15-minute mark. The movie wasn't even sad at 15 minutes. Exactly, you get my point entirely. You see yourself in the movie. That's an emotional thing. My whole thought process with that movie is absurd. Then what? The reason I cried so much at Lady Bird isn't just that I see so much of my mom and her mom. It's because they're able to reconcile at the end while I'm not able to. Oh, June, that's perfectly valid reason to cry. All of these books and movies where if you just wait around long enough, they'll come by, but this is real life. One that can't be wrapped in a nice, succulent? Succinct? I don't know that word, but in a nice ending. There's this moment when Lady Bird goes, "I wish that you liked me." Her mom replies, "Of course I love you." But then she's like, "But do you like me?" And honest to God, I don't know whether I would ask the question with like or love, because I don't think I'm ready to hear the answer to either. June, you shouldn't be ashamed of any of that. You know, at my high school graduation, my mom got mad at me for wanting to take pictures with my friends. She was grumpy the entire night, yelled at all of us during dinner, then straight up refused to speak to me. And it was like, I know high school graduation is stupid and meaningless, but it's like, I just wanted to have one day where I could feel like a normal kid with normal parents, and you know how Ladybird ends. Wanting your parents to be proud of you is human. There was this one time I went to my friend Cindy's house. Her sisters let me borrow her clothes, and they helped me do my makeup. Her parents saw us dressing up and ordered us sandwiches, and we all watched movies together. They were like, we do this every Friday, and it was like, why can't my family do something this simple without screaming at each other's throats? Why can't they let me pretend that everything's okay? I'm never going to understand the nuance between you and your mom, but feeling frustrated over the relationship with her is normal. I don't know anyone who wouldn't be frustrated. I guess I wanted to have something completely separated from my mom, where I didn't have to talk about her because I know it confuses people, and I didn't want to deal with the feeling of feeling misunderstood by more people. Oh, June, I'm sorry you're going through this. Thanks for listening. Always. Miles is a good man. Okay, I think, oh, here we go. A lot of information to process. Very, I see a peach. Very philosophical right now. Why a peach? I always ate them growing up when I was younger. My mom and I used to go on walks in our neighborhood. She'd steal peaches off the neighbor's tree. It's a Chinese family thing. I feel like we all grew up watching our parents steal fruit. Isn't that illegal? My mom is not intimidated by the law. I've never heard of that. Trust me, it's a thing. When I went by my Asian friends' houses, their parents would offer me stolen fruit as a peace offering. Then they would ask me what I'm studying, if I have a boyfriend, and whether I have post-grad plans. So the whole do you have a boyfriend-girlfriend thing is universal. I think all parents secretly worry that their kid isn't going to find someone. When I told my mom that I was dating you, she was so relieved. Really? What did she say? She asked me how old you are, what you looked like. Did you show her a picture? Yeah. What did she say? She said you were pretty. Good, Mom. I'm assuming it's the same for Asian families? The sentiment is the same, but the questions are different. If you were to tell any Asian mother that you were dating someone, the first question would be, what's his major, how rich is his family, and how rich is he? I can't take that kind of pressure. The first time my high school boyfriend came over for dinner, she'd asked us in Chinese. He was Chinese. Every detail about his family and what he wants to be when he grows up. He was okay with it. The week before, I went to his house and his mom did the same thing to me. I'd still be terrified. There's so many specific parts of Asian American culture that we just automatically understand. Like the whole fruit tree thing and dating. I was talking to Rebecca the other day about growing up as an Asian kid, and she was like, I was so embarrassed of our food smelled like lunch. Of what our food smelled like at lunch. I realized that was also me. People made fun of me because she said it smelled weird. I guess I never realized that other Asian kids went through the same thing. And you all relate to this? Yeah, it's like being bullied about lunch is universal. I never even noticed that people made digs at Asian people for that. Yeah, people made math and rice jokes, but I didn't realize that it was as intense as that. Those didn't particularly help either. I suck at math, and people always told me I was less Asian because of it. I never understood that. Yeah, I study so hard for math classes, but I still don't do well on the tests. June, I meant... I'm messing with you. In that case, you better ace your next exam. Your next exam. Did we go all the way over here? Oh, here's one. Boop, 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 boop. I see a sunrise. That would be a perfect constellation. It's specifically the sunrise on our second date. Really? Yeah. That's really wholesome. That date changed what I had thought previously about love and relationships. I never thought I'd find someone who got me instantly. Oh, to think that something so inherent as loving is something we didn't believe in. Whenever I was with anyone else, I always felt like I was forcing them to validate me. The trick is to validate yourself. That shit is hard, though. People have their own lives, and I always feel, as a guy, it's harder to ask for affection. Yeah, I feel embarrassed to do it too, but you have the world telling you that it's wrong. Oh, I really love this art. Oh, I really love this art. I don't know if you remember, but we were taking turns making assumptions about each other, and you were like, a lot of people may not notice this, but you're actually quite thoughtful. I didn't think that anyone had noticed the effort I put in. You remember things I had said months ago. When you hear a good song, you tell me it reminds you of me. Of course I think you're thoughtful. When you said that, it wasn't just a nice comment. I felt like I was seen. I didn't want to just see you. I wanted to see you as you are. I never really thought people cared enough to try. I barely made any of my friends' first year of college, and I basically lost all of them the next semester when I took time off school for my depression. I was stuck in my hometown while all of my high school friends were somewhere else for college, which basically just made it worse. That must have been difficult. A lot of my friends didn't get it because they knew me as this happy person, and everyone moved on from when I stopped putting in the effort. It was barely better than the time I took off. I bet they didn't know what to say once they realized you changed. So then when I met you and kept talking to me, even though it was pretty awkward, I felt like I finally had someone. I didn't realize it had an impact on your life. Aww, stop it. I tried to fit in a lot. I joined the school newspaper. I tried to talk to someone in class, but I never felt like I belonged. They all just tolerated me, but you made an effort to see me for who I am. They're cute. So cute. I kind of had this thing. It's called crush, I believe, on you. Well, you came into my life right when I needed it the most. It's funny you say that because I felt like meeting you was the universe's way of being like, here's something your way for the shit we've been put through. When we first met, I figured you found me annoying. I was way more preoccupied by thinking I was annoying you. We should have just been honest with each other. I was too much of a wuss with you, to be honest. We all have our wuss moments. Sorry, I'll clarify. Many factors, including your wussness, contributed to your lack of communication. You're going to comfort me by saying you're a wuss too? Wuss in solidarity. I think there was one more up here. I see a molehill. Oh, I see the mountain in your neighborhood that we drove by. Yeah, I know what you mean. Do you remember when we went? We hung our feet off the edge of your truck and we went and we talked about what we wanted in our relationship? Yeah, you're actually the first person I've brought there. Aw, the night solidified that I wanted to be with you. Really? I've just dated so many guys that I had things in common with, but we never wanted the same things. When you told me we were looking for a committed relationship, that's the first time I felt like I could really be with someone. I love that we could talk about our feelings openly. There's so many rules about dating that says you can't do that. You have to wait this amount of time before you text back. You can't seem like you care more. Whatever it is, I refuse to participate. I was surprised by how honest you were. I was surprised that you were okay with it. I'm the type of person who needs confirmation that someone likes me, or else I think I'm making it up in my head. Then I'm your girl. That you are. I've always thought I was doomed and there was nothing I could do about it. Things like romance, being desired, being listened to. I didn't think those were for me. Why? Whenever I see cool girls who have their stuff together, who have this effortless glow, I see them as versions of myself I could never be. So if I were a guy, why would I date me over them? Guys feel that way too. I never know what to say around girls. I'm the least intimidating person that I know. Not to me. Every time I saw you, you'd be talking and you never waved. You sounded determined. Determined? Is a nice way to say annoying and loud. That's what I wanted to be, though. I wanted to have the courage to start a conversation with anyone in my class, to speak exactly how I felt. But being so outgoing scares people. At least people knew you were there. That's what I wanted to be, seen. Oh, 3 more. Let's start down at the bottom here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Dominoes. Oop. Oh, a book. I see my journal because it was the only thing that brought me comfort when I took time off school. And I think it deserves its own constellation. You don't strike me as a journal person. My therapist makes me write in one. If it's that important to you, then I think it deserves a constellation too. It's been almost a year since I took a semester off. I've been thinking a lot about this time in my life. What have you noticed? I realize how much better my life would be if I hadn't been depressed those 2 years. You only took a semester off, though. My lost time doesn't just include when I took time off for school. It was the entire duration of my depression. Yeah, that makes sense. I realize how much better it would be if I spent those 2 years I wasn't in college productively. I wasn't the type of person that anyone wanted to be friends with. I had all of those goals that I had put on hold. Now that I'm finally getting better, I could have done so much more. You can't control that you had depression, so it isn't your fault. Right, but no one told me that I could never make friends or make progress on my dreams. I did it to myself. Obviously not intentionally, but it still happened. You're doing great things now, though. You're back to school, you have me, and so many other people. Yeah, but if I didn't waste those 2 years, my life could have been so much better. I think the important part is that you picked yourself up. People spend decades confused. You know exactly what you want in life, which is already more than most people our age. I've always known the execution has been the difficult part. Knowing is difficult in itself. I wanted to be seen for my accomplishments. That validation would have made me happy. But I had to stop being depressed and do something first. You should give yourself more credit. But I knew that it was the reason people didn't want to be my friend. I carried the negative emotions with me everywhere. It was difficult to be around. Earlier this year, I ran into a guy I met at college newspaper. We talked in the semester before I dropped everything. When he saw me again this year, he was like, "I'm so glad that you're in a good place in your life now, because back then, you were terrible to be around." Yikes. He didn't have to say that. But the reason it really affected me was that it was completely right. I tried to make friends and it never panned out because I wasn't likable. I couldn't help that I was depressed. I know, but he shouldn't have said that. You never know what other people are going through. Everyone knew and loved him. He was where I wanted to be. Just because people like him doesn't mean he said the right thing. I saw all of these people who were smart and sociable, and I wanted to be them more than anything. I didn't care if they were boring, they were happy. And that was everything to me. Loss, want, happiness. These are all the quickest ways to learn about the world. So I've learned. When I think about my friends, I'm always envious of their lives. They don't have to go through mental gymnastics just to get by. But I think that when it comes to the small moments of joy, we feel them stronger than anyone else. But they're the ones who get ahead in life. That doesn't mean happiness. They seem happy to me. I recently met this guy in my class. I realized that we did the same type of art. So I looked him up. I saw his profile and realized that he was the real deal. While I was back home, he was refining his style. You could do that. You're already off to the right start. I don't know, though. If I could ever reach that level, I don't know if my best will ever be enough. And now I have all of this lost time. You needed that time to be where you are now. If you never went through this your self-reflection or took the time off school, you'd still be where you were a year ago. I guess I'm frustrated because that I'm not someone else then. Hey. If you really think about it, we're these fleshy bodies trying to make sense of the world around us. There isn't one right way to be a blob of muscle and fat. How poetic, June. I mean, really. Comparing one fat blob to another, it's pretty funny if you think about it. At least that's what I tell myself to help me sleep. Then what happens if one fat blob likes another? Then they make more fat blobs. Fat blobs. Fat blob. Not a flat bob. I know this is your attempt to be romantic, but I'm not feeling it. Can't say I didn't try. I get what you're trying to say about comparing yourself. I could be the best version of myself starting from now, and I still don't know if that's enough. For that to happen, I need to advocate for myself the way you do. Just anything, I need your patience. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We should combine ourselves to form one perfect person, learn from each other. Oh, this is awkward. I would love it if I could talk to people more. And I would love it if I didn't blabber so much. We would make a great person. Agreed. I don't remember where I was. Might have to do a lot of searching. Oh, nope. Here we go. Got one. Got him! This is a very nice concept. Oh, a lantern festival. I've always wanted to go to a lantern festival, but I miss it every year. I see a paper lantern, like the ones in Chinatown. I used to go to the lantern festival every year when I was still in Chinese school. They'd make us do dances. One year, I was a lily pad. That's adorable. You did so many things as a kid. I see it is. Now you see me as a lazy adult. The phrase lazy adult came from your mouth. Uh-huh. I've never heard you talk about the Lantern Festival before. That's because I stopped going. Too old now? My mom still goes and, you know, it'd be weird if she saw me. My friends still go though. Your friends know what's going on with your mom, right? Yeah, they do. I used to be so mad at my mom and I thought it was typical Asian parenting at the time. I didn't see all of the special parts about being Chinese. Like what? Seeing a Chinese person at a party and immediately feeling at ease? It's the unspoken bond of meeting someone, sharing no words, but understanding their upbringing entirely. I've never had that feeling before. There was this one time in 6th grade where I was at a sleepover with the girls. We all started doing this one girl's makeup and she looked gorgeous. Everyone called her beautiful. But then when it came to doing my makeup, they made me into a literal raccoon. It wasn't on purpose, but Asian eye shapes aren't that traditional Western beauty standard, so no one understood how to do my makeup. So while my friend was complimented by everyone in the group, I was a clown. Oh, but she looks so pretty. I'm sure they were trying their best. They were, but whenever I tell this story, my Chinese friends all know exactly what I'm talking about. With the eye shape and the whole feeling ugly because you're Asian. Everyone else thinks it's a story about being an insecure kid, but no, it's me being an insecure kid because I'm Asian. I feel like I'm saying that a little too much here. I don't know why anyone would think Asian people are ugly. Growing up, a lot of that faded, but I remember being young and having this guy confide in me that he liked my friend, being like, she's pretty for an Asian. That's rude. I truly don't understand why anyone would voice that opinion, especially to you. I used to have so much comfort in being Asian, but I don't anymore. I hated being Asian as a kid. And all the best parts of my cultural identity are no longer there because my parents and I don't talk. I don't know, June. The way you describe your Asianness, the market, stealing fruit, really sounds like you haven't let go. I remember these things, but they're no longer part of my life. Look, stealing fruit can always be part of your life. That doesn't stop. I remember, so this is gonna sound really weird, but growing up, my stepmom was from Guangzhou, and they told totally the same thing. We would always steal like lemons from our, our neighbors' trees and things like that. So it doesn't stop. I think every once in a while, if we pass like a good tree, we'll still do it. But it sounds like you carry them with you, I guess. No, really, if you asked me to describe American experience, I'd say something general like crazy political climate, but you describe these parts of your life with so much detail. I just don't know if my Asian community accepts me. It doesn't help that my family is the black sheep of the Asian community. They should understand that it's not your fault. You know how you see your parents this one way when you're a kid, but then you grow up and you have this big realization? My parents are actually regular people. I went through that, but I realized my mom isn't even that. Your mom is human, but the realization is more sad than humbling. I don't think my mom is an evil person. I think she's someone that can't control her temper to the point where I can't have a relationship with her. You can't control who your parents are. Some people let that bad luck define them. My mom hasn't contacted me once since our big fight. I'm never going to pretend like I know what you've been through, but you've had a rough couple of years. The fact that you still have the capacity to empathize with people, to give people your all, it's a testament that you're a good person. It was at my friend's house for her birthday while we were gone. Her parents decorated the entire house and cooked us food. We got back and everyone had dinner with them. My friend deserves all these things, but the whole situation feels more fantasy than normal parents are like to me. Her mom asked about my parents, and it's like, what am I supposed to say? I don't speak to my parents? Actually, they're still alive. You could put it at we live separate lives now. Yeah, but then I'm the one bringing down the mood. I'm the one ruining the group dynamic because I have issues. That's not your fault, though. I want to go where no one knows my name, where I don't have to think about the person I'm supposed to be. It doesn't matter how much you run, it'll catch up to you eventually. Oh, you know what else it looks like? It looks like a radish. A little bit. So, this is gonna sound super weird, but, like, for those that, I'm sure this is like everywhere too, but for those that grew up with Asian parents, do y'all remember the wooden spoon when you got in trouble? Like, I don't know if that was just my stepmom or if that was like a universal thing, but when we got in trouble, there was a wooden spoon involved. It did not feel good. I see my neighborhood streetlight. Why is that? When I was about to go off to college, I'd lie under the streetlights with my friends and we'd talk about life. Ah, I spent my whole life wanting to see more city, more people, more outside of the bubble. But once I left, I realized that there was actually so much life already in my hometown. As suburby as it is, you always call it boring. That's the point, really. You can't go out, so you lie under the streetlight and talk about life and why you're scared of the future and all that. When there's nothing to do, you may as well share your deepest hopes and dreams. Yeah. I'd like to think a great scholar said that. Who would that great scholar be? Me. It's me. I said this. Well, scholar or not, I think you're right. A lot of my secrets were shared under the streetlights at night. The stars hold all of our secrets. That's pretty intimidating. The amount of times you shared your secrets because it was late at night and in my fields is embarrassing. Then the next morning I'm like, mistakes were made. I know the feeling. There was this one time I liked this guy. We were messaging late at night. I just started sharing my entire life story because I was like, he's going to get all of my life trauma and fall in love with me. But then he ended up ghosting me. You share your life story at all times of the day. Yeah, but I think because I was exhausted, I convinced myself that we were soulmates, that he was destined to like me. That's a lot of hope we have. Yeah, but I hold on to things that aren't meant to be. Duly noted. I want to prove the cynical part of me wrong, but I never do. You always talk about how little you believe in things, but you really are one of the most secretly hopeful people ever. You took a chance on our relationship when any average cynical person wouldn't. I did think about what I was doing for 10 hours a day. Yeah, but it's the action that really counts in what affects your life. That's what you should hold on to. This is really cool. I just want there to be like a giant heart around it. Hey, June. You want to marry me? Yeah? I really hope you know how amazing, resilient, and special you are. No matter what my current situation is, I hope you know you can always talk to me. I'm so cute. I'll always be there for you. Miles shifts his body and leans in towards mine. Our faces so close I can hear his breath. Kiss. You're my person. I used to dream about what being in a relationship was like. I had all of these fantasies about guys throwing rocks at my window, making me playlists to fall asleep to. But what has happened between us is even greater than anything I could have imagined. No matter what's happened in my life, having you here has made it all worth it. You're worth it all. You are the brightest person in any room. Remember that one time you walked me home after the Father John Misty concert? Yeah. You told me you wish a past self could see you now. I remember. I wish my past self could see me now. Stars shoot across the sky. Wow. Did you see that? I've never seen a shooting star before. Then you should make a wish. I did. What did you wish for? I don't think I'm supposed to tell you. I don't like this rule about wishes. You'll know what it is soon enough. Really? Really? What I wished for just came true. Just now? I wish that I would fall in love this summer, and I did. Oh, is this the first time saying it? I love you. Oh, I love you too. Not just that, I love how you are unapologetically yourself, no matter what. I love how you dance when no music is playing. I love how you get excited over the smallest things, like seeing your favorite food at the grocery store. I love that you have the worst luck when it comes to dating, but you still took a chance on me. I love the way you say yes to all of my weird ideas. I love that you get more beautiful and determined each day I know you. I love that I get to witness your growth. Please tell me you rehearsed that because I was too smooth otherwise. I did give myself a good pep talk in the mirror before tonight. Oh, that was so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh, this was really sweet. It was... Oh. It's so funny because it's interesting to get an insight to how more modern, I guess, kids are feeling about their cultures, because I know there are a lot of cultures that are still very, very traditional. The American culture is not like that, particularly because we're a big melting pot of all these different cultures. So to have that thought process of what it's like to kind of grow out of that more traditional and try and phase into, you know, just kind of being more independent, I think is always very unique. And we all have these huge life questions of like, who am I? What am I supposed to be? And all that. And that was good. That was very cute. Very sweet. I really like that. I want them to kiss. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining me. Like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do me a favor too, hit that notification button. It does help. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!